Well, the Patriots suck. It's over. Let's, throw in the towel now. Bill Belichick, you had a nice career, but it's over now, so there you go. Maybe not. I'm not quite sure that that's the case, but there were some issues, and I'm going to mainly talk about their offensive issues, and really, I'm going to talk a lot about Devontae Parker, which is not something I expected to do when I started making this video, so just bear with me on all the Devontae Parker talk, or maybe that's what you wanted. Maybe you specifically clicked on this video because you wanted to hear me talk about Devontae Parker, in which case, I had the video for you. We're going to talk about it all, though. Kind of what went wrong for the offense, why they struggled to really consistently move the ball down the field, why they were, even turned the ball over several times, and is it a long-term concern, or is it you're playing Miami, who has a great defense? It is what it is. Well, let's start off with this play. It is that guy, Devontae Parker, and this is just a weird play. So, single safety deep, Parker running a go route on the outside against man coverage. This is something that the Patriots have been looking for a way to have success on for years now. When playing a team that likes to just have a single safety deep, one of the best ways you can, force them to really have to play a different coverage or just be in trouble is have guys win one-on-one matchups on the outside. The safety can't cover both of those guys towards, outside the numbers. So hopefully a route like this for Parker can get open and you can get a touchdown potentially here. Mac Jones takes the snap. The safety does not move over right away. He's about to move over. But for Mac Jones, what he's doing right here is he's in a position where he says, I don't know if this is going to get open, but it's a good matchup, and that's why he's going to make this throw. Maybe throwing it on the other side of the field to Jakobi Meyers would have been the better option. I don't know. But Parker was brought in specifically to be a great jump ball receiver and someone who can win these types of routes. So this is why Mac Jones is making this throw. However, Mac Jones makes this throw, and this is going to be eventually swatted away and intercepted. Now, there might have been a pass interference defensively on that play, which kind of makes it a little bit weirder, but this is what happened. And so they were not able to get the win on the outside here, and I think this just ended up setting up a lot more down the road of just kind of odd situations. So this play is a good example of kind of maybe a lack of trust in Parker that the reality is you have to throw the ball to somebody, right? So it's a bit weird. Maybe it's unfair to say it's a lack of trust, but it's a one-on-one matchup with Parker on the outside. It's going to be a heavy blitz. In fact, somebody will get through the line untouched. So because of that, if you're Jones, you will have to get rid of the ball basically immediately. And throwing to Parker here maybe wouldn't be the worst choice. When Jones takes a snap, Parker does get open, but Jones just immediately went down. Again, it's a weird play. Someone got through untouched, whatever. But this is kind of starting to become a trend. And again, the Devontae Parker issue is just fascinating to me. This one's another one where, again, it's going to be a heavy blitz right here. So Devontae Parker is going to actually be wide open down the field one-on-one if Mac Jones wants to throw it there. It's 4th down and 1. So getting 1 yard is almost as valuable as getting, the touchdown right here. Not quite, but, it's obviously more valuable to get the touchdown right away. But still, what you really want to make sure happens is you get the 1 yard. So it's a fascinating situation. Mac Jones takes the snap. He is going to look for Parker right there. And again, not really open, but you're supposed to be a great jump ball receiver, right? That's what Parker is. That's what he was brought in for. So Mac Jones does make this throw, and Parker just can't quite get there. Maybe it was a bit of a high throw. Also, though, Parker could have potentially been able to make the play. And again, you're playing Miami. They have a great secondary, so it's kind of a tough spot of, I don't know how much to put blame on them right away because you are playing, a good team. But now heading over to this play, I kind of think that you still have to trust that player or get him out of the game if you're not going to trust him. You had Kendrick Bourne sitting on the bench. Like, you could have put him in that if you're not going to trust Parker in this spot. This is a spot where Parker should have gotten the ball, I think. It's, that's where he is on the screen. Watch what happens. Mac Jones takes the snap. He is going to really not look in that direction whatsoever, but I do believe that he sees him. Jones sees the ball, sees the field very well. I'm sure he's aware that there is a one-on-one matchup, Parker against a safety down the field. Basically, Jones could just throw one up into the end zone if he wants to. I do not think this would be a bad spot here, especially given the situation. It's 4th down, so a Hail Mary type spot is, a good throw to make. But instead, Jones is going to throw to Hunter Henry, who was equally as covered, but nowhere near as far down the field. So again, you have a guy who is a great contested catch receiver. That's what he was brought in for. If you're not going to use him as that, then don't use him at all because he's basically just wasting a spot out there at this point. It's very bizarre in my opinion because it kind of feels like Mac Jones just lost trust in Parker after he was not being able to win on the couple times that Jones threw it his way. But at that point, it's, I just feel like you don't have to lose trust on a guy because he didn't make a couple of plays. You got to, I think, keep trying him. But I also get it where it's like, well, if you keep trying him and he keeps missing, well, then you lose the football game. So it's just a weird situation more than anything. There was some other stuff. This play was a fascinating one where you see that Miami player right there. Watch when he blitzes. Mac Jones just does not pick him up at all, which results in the fumble 6 right there. To be honest, I didn't think Mac Jones had a great day. I didn't. I thought that Mac Jones, I hold him to a higher standard than how he played week 1, I think. I think he's typically better than this. I think he will be better than this, but I think this was a bad day. I don't think it was all his fault by any means, but I do think that he needs to play better. There's a play like this, which is a simple play, but an important one as well, where it's going to be kind of a similar situation to those Devontae Parker plays. A receiver running one-on-one outside the numbers. This is going to be Jonnu Smith, though, the tight end. And as you see, Jonnu Smith is going to get open, and Mac Jones's throw is just a bit too high. So again, he missed a few throws. It's weird because that's, very much uncharacteristic from Mac Jones. You expect him to hit his throws, and especially a big play like that could have meant a lot for the team. And again, it's not a concern. I think he will start to hit those. That's why I'm not giving up on the Patriots at all. I think the Patriots can still be a very good football team, but these are the concerns. There was also this play, which this is a small thing, but it still is something that bothers me, and it's something I would like to see Jones shift a little bit, which is, so it's zone coverage they're going up against, and you see kind of how this route concept can work. You have a receiver running sort of a deeper route that will get in between, kind of the middle and deep zones right there. Could be a gap in coverage, but if that's not open, you just hit the check down underneath. When this play begins, Jones is going to look over there, and to me, I think you throw the deeper route here. I think this is it's another Devontae Parker play. I think you hit Parker right here. Instead, Jones hits the check down. It's just like, man, I would have liked to see you go for the first down right there. Instead, you barely gained anything. That didn't help you that much. The point of these types of plays is to hit the deeper route. And I think that Jones, I think that if he had that one again, he would probably throw it to the deeper route. So they got to get chemistry down. They got to figure out how to use all of these pieces for the Patriots. But I had confidence they will be able to do it. But it's a work in progress. When you try to patch together a wide receiving core, it can work out like we saw last season, but it also takes some time like we saw last season. And early on in the year, it's going to take some time, and there's going to be growing pains, and that's what I think is happening here. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on all of this craziness with the Devontae Parker, Mac Jones, and everything else of it all? Kendrick Bourne not getting playing time, all of that interesting stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.